Hello, it's Lesley Fightmaster. Welcome back to day 13 in our 30-day beginners yoga challenge. We're going to start sitting up nice and tall and bring your hands together in front of your heart. And remember, you can always sit up on a blanket to lengthen your spine. And just take a moment here to set an intention for your practice. And then we'll roll forward and make our way into extended child's pose. So this child's pose, the arms are reaching forward, wrists and elbows are off the mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And then come up onto the knees, tuck the toes. With the knees bent, make your way into down dog. And start to bicycle the legs, bending one knee and the other. So we are progressively getting into a little more difficulty in our practice. So please remember to push the pause button, take a child's pose anytime. Inhale, plank, top of a push-up. Tailbones reaching to heels. You can always take the knees down. Let's all do that, and exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, little cobra, peeling the chest up. Press all the toenails down. This time we'll come up into Sphinx pose. Elbows are right below the shoulders. Gently draw back on the arms. Keep tailbone reaching to heels and lift your belly. And then lower down, pressing up to plank. Knees can stay down for that, and make your way into downward dog. And we do have some vinyasas to down dog. You can always skip them. Inhale, lift your right leg up from the inner thigh. Exhale, step it up by the right hand, left knee down. Inhale for low lunge. So come on up, start to sink your hips forward any amount. Make sure the knee stays over the ankle on that right foot, and lengthen up tall. And then exhale, bring the hands back down and step back into down dog. Stretching all the way back. Inhale the left leg up from the inner thigh again. Exhale, step it up by the left hand. Now if it doesn't make it, you'll pick it up and put it there. Right knee down. Pad up the right knee if you need any padding. Sink forward with the hips. Keep the belly lifted as you reach tall. Tailbone is lengthening toward the floor. And exhale, bring the hands back down and back into plank. And then lower all the way down. Knees can come down first. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Up dog, the thighs and knees are off the floor. And then exhale, make your way into down dog. So you're going to walk the hands all the way back to the feet into Uttanasana, forward fold. So if you can straighten the legs, then do. Pull up on the kneecaps, firm the quadriceps. Otherwise, you can keep a little bend in the knees. Opposite elbows are being held, and you're rocking side to side. Let's walk ourselves back into down dog. Arms are shoulders distance apart, and the feet are hips distance. Remember to draw the lower belly in and up. Moving the weight up into the hips and stretching it down toward the heels. Look forward and step the feet up. Take an inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, folding forward, bending the knees if you need to. Press through the feet. Inhale to rise up, look up, lengthen. Exhale to Samastitihi. To the front of the mat, finding your Tadasana pose. Pressing evenly through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from your hips. As you inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine, hands to shins. Exhale, step back into plank, top of a push-up, knees to the floor, shift forward. Exhale, lower until your shoulders and your elbows line up. Then inhale to upward dog or cobra. And exhale to downward dog. So we're going to work a little on our Chaturanga Dandasana. That's where we land with bent elbows, the shoulders in line with the elbows. And we'll do it with knees down. Look forward, either stepping, or if you hop, you can hop forward. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to fold. Inhale, press down through the feet, look up, lengthen. And exhale back to Tadasana. And inhale again to sweep the arms out, around, and up. Exhale, fold forward, keeping the spine as long as you can. Inhale, lengthen out the spine, chest forward. and exhale back into plank. So tailbone's reaching to heels, belly's lifted, and lift the backs of the knees up. Then just going to lower a little bit down and inhale into up dog or cobra and tuck the toes. Exhale, lift the hips into downward dog. Stretching back here. Inhale, lift the right leg back and up from the inner thigh. Look forward, exhale, step it up. Right in the middle of the hands, back foot flat, come up into warrior two. Make sure the right knee is over the ankle and it points directly over your middle toes. Now interlace the fingers or hook the thumbs behind you. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale to fold forward. A little variation to open up the hips. Keep pressing through the outer edge of the back foot. Make sure you have weight in that back leg. Come on up. Reverse your warrior. So left hand moves down the leg, right arm up, and then exhale, right forearm to right thigh, left arm up and over. Or maybe your right hand will reach down to the pinky toe side of the foot on a block, or maybe even the floor. And then inhale. Let's make our way back into warrior two. And then exhale. Take the hands to the mat and come to plank. Chaturanga, knees down, shoulders no lower than elbows. Then inhaling, upward dog or cobra, always your choice, and then down dog, exhale. Left leg up, take an inhale. Exhale, step it between the feet. Inhale, warrior two. Again, line up your front heel with your back arch and make sure your knee is over the ankle, pointed right over the middle toes. Sink into the front knee any amount. Gazing over the fingertips, lift the chest, but let the shoulder blades draw gently toward the waist. Then interlace other pinky or thumb on top. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. The left shoulder's moving toward the left knee. It may make it to the knee, it may not, but that's the direction it's going, and the arms are lifting up to stretch out the shoulders. And inhale, come on up. Back to warrior two, exhale, and then reverse. Drop the right arm, reverse. This is a side stretch, so we're stretching the side body. Inhale, come up. Left forearm to the left thigh, right arm up and over, and sinking the hips a little bit forward. If you'd like, you can take the left hand to the pinky toe side of the foot on a block or to the floor. Take one more breath as if you could turn your belly button up toward the ceiling. Inhale back to warrior two, and then exhale, windmill the arms down. So you can always go right to down dog or come to plank. Lower a little bit, drop the knees, then shoulders to elbows. Inhaling upward dog, then exhaling down dog. So when you're practicing chaturanga, it's important to keep the belly lifted so the low back doesn't overarch. Also, use your leg muscles, especially if knees are off the floor. Look up and step your feet forward. Take an inhale and lengthen. And then exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up. Pull the ribs in as you stretch tall, and exhale the hands to the heart. You're going to take a little balance. The right foot will come up, left foot down. Take your right foot anywhere above or below your knee, and then drop your right hip down. If you're steady, reach the arms up. Draw the left hip in towards center. Find a spot to focus on that isn't moving. That's going to help with your balance. Relaxing the shoulder blades as you stretch up tall. Then point the knee to the front and we'll extend the leg straight ahead. Lift it any amount. It can be low, it could be high. This is a great one to strengthen the hip flexors. And we'll do the other side. Left foot up anywhere above or below the knee, and then drop the left hip down. Inhale, arms up, still focusing on your steady drishti or focal point. Draw the right hip in towards center. Relax the shoulder blades and lift the belly. And then point the knee to the front and extend the leg. Hold it up as high as you're comfortable with. The higher you hold it up, the more flexibility it takes and the more strength. So starting lower is fantastic. And releasing back down. Sometimes The balancing can be really difficult, but don't despair. Different days bring up different balancing points. So inhale, bend the knees, coming to chair pose. Sit back in your imaginary chair, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up and lengthen. Exhale to plank pose, and then knees down, lower halfway. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. And then exhale, lift the hips to downward dog. Right leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale, step it up, spinning the back heel flat. Line up front heel with back heel. Inhale, reach up tall. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Draw the right hip back. The left hip comes forward, trying to square the hips toward the front of the mat. And then exhale, bring the hands back and go into downward facing dog. If you'd like, you can always, well, not this time, left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step it up, spin the back heel flat. I was going to say you could take a vinyasa, but there wasn't time. Inhale to come up. Lengthen the tailbone down, pull the left hip back, and the right hip will draw forward. The triceps will spin toward the front of the mat when you're breathing. And then exhale, hands back down to plank pose. To chaturanga, just a little tiny bend of the elbows bend back, inhaling cobra or up dog, exhaling down dog. Now, take the knees down, take a break. This is a nice time for when you can push the pause button if you like. If you're still with me, come forward into plank. So we want to watch that the buns don't stick up or they don't drop down. So we don't want an archy back, but we don't want our hips up in the air. We want a straight line. And now we'll come onto the knees, interlace the fingers for dolphin. So the elbows right under the shoulders. As you press into the forearms, lift the shoulders away from the floor. And just like down dog, weight goes up to the hips and reaches back to the heels. Dolphin pose helps to open up the shoulders. And then take the knees down and rest in child's pose. Coming back to your nice steady breathing. And let's come back up to the knees and tuck the toes, making your way into dolphin again. Again, stretching the weight up to the hips and reaching down. Lifting the shoulders up, and make sure your elbows don't go wider than the shoulders. They want to do that many times, so just check. And then we'll come back down to the knees. Child's pose. And then back up, tucking the toes for down dog again. And we'll come forward and sit, either stepping or hopping forward. And then lie back for bridge pose. So bending the knees, the feet are hips distance. Inhale, lifting into bridge. Roll the shoulders under. Keep the chin away from the chest and spiral the thighs in toward each other. Outer edges of the feet stay parallel. They want to turn out, so check that. And then lower and rest. And just let your knees drop in toward one another. Let them touch. And then setting up again. Come back to bridge. Lift up. Roll the shoulders under. Maybe interlace the fingers if you can. And then lengthen the tailbone toward the backs of the knees and lift your frontal hip points up toward your lower ribs. Keep the breath nice and steady. And then release, and this time we'll hug the knees into the chest, gently rocking here side to side. And now start to rock back and forth, up and down the spine. Take 2 or 3 rocks and come all the way up. Sitting tall in Dandasana. Extend the legs, bring the hands right next to the hips and press gently down, and then we'll bend the right knee. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, hinge from the hips forward, Janusirsasana. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Keep the length as you come forward instead of rounding the back. So instead of thinking head to knee, think belly to thigh and gaze toward the foot. Also feel free to use a strap. Inhale to come up. Straighten the right leg, bend the left. Reach up, inhale. There's a slight turn toward the straight leg as you exhale to come forward. So don't let the head drop down. Don't let your back round. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to extend. So always want to find space in the body in our yoga practice. Inhale, lift, and exhale to release, and then onto our backs. We're going to bend the right knee into the chest and then take it over to the left side and twist. If that's too intense, you can always bend both knees. Back to center, draw the left knee in, and then exhale, take it to the right side. Look over the left shoulder as long as it's okay with your neck. Inhale through center, and we'll get ready for Shavasana, our final resting pose. So take a few moments to get comfortable. Let your feet flop open, arms by your sides with your palms up, and tailbones lengthening toward the heels, and collarbones are wide. And if you'd like, you can rest your head on just a thin pillow or a blanket. And you can also roll a blanket under your knees if your low back needs a little support. Once you're comfortable, let everything go, completely relaxed. Start to make some movements to stretch the arms and legs and bend the knees, rolling to the right. Our quote today is from Annie Dillard, who reminds us, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. So coming back to seated, let's take the hands together, hands to forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Now it's hands to the heart center to remind us to have clear and loving intentions. And our hands to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communications. Sending out wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining today. Tomorrow is 2 weeks. Can you believe it? Halfway done. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe. We definitely would love to have you part of our yoga community. And go to fightmasteryoga.com and you can add yourself to our mailing list. We'll keep you up to date with happenings. And if you can afford to donate to help support us, there's a link below or at our website. Bye.